Welcome back. In this video, we're gonna evaluate this sum here. Cosine of 1 degree plus cosine of 2 degrees plus cosine of 3 degrees and etc. until we get to cosine of 359 degrees. So this symbol here means the degrees. We're gonna drop it and we're gonna mean that this sum here in this particular video that the angles are in degrees. So I'm not gonna keep writing the degree symbol, but I mean that the angles are measured in degrees. Okay, so here I can write this one in sigma notation as the sum of the cosine k going from 1 to 359. Okay, there is a quick way to evaluate this one, which is based on the fact that we can see that in the unit circle, if given a angle that we can measure here in degrees, okay, so this is my angle x. If I make a half turn, that means if x plus 180 degrees, okay, so here I have the cosine of x is here on the x-axis. It's always between -1 and 1. The cosine of any angle is always between -1 and 1. If I make a 1/2 degree, that means I make a turn by 180 degrees. I'm gonna get this angle here, which is gonna be 100 degrees plus x degrees. The key difference is that here the cosine is positive and here the cosine is negative, and they are the opposite of each other. Okay, we have seen that the cosine of 180 plus x is minus cosine x. So here we're going to use this fact to evaluate this expression. Okay, so the quickest way is that we can start by noting that if we are given this angle 1, let's start with 1. Okay, so assume that this angle in red is 1. So 181 is this one here. So here the cosine of 1 and the cosine of 181, they add up to 0. Okay, so therefore I can use that in here for cosine of 1 plus cosine of 181, cosine of 2 plus the cosine of 182, and I see that if I assume that this is some angle here, so the cosine is positive here and here it's negative, so they add up to 0. If the angle is this one, so the cosine is negative here, but here it's positive. Okay, so this means that I can write this sum as cosine of 1 plus cosine of 81, cosine of 2 plus the cosine of 182, cosine of 3 plus cosine of 183, cosine of 4 plus cosine of 184, etc. And I get the cosine of 179 degrees plus the cosine of 359 degrees. Okay, so this one, they add up to 0. So this one, 0, 0, 0, etc. But in this sum, I have even numbers. Okay, even numbers of sums. Okay, so this one with this one, 1 degree with 181 degree, 2 degrees with 182 degrees. But this sum here, it's this sum that I'm evaluating, except that I missed a degree here, an angle in degrees, which is 180. Okay, so here I skipped 189 and I have to add it. So I need to add cosine of 180 degrees. Okay, so the cosine of 180 degrees here, this is pi or 180 degrees, it's -1. So the cosine is -1. Therefore, if I add these numbers, so I'm going to have all of them zeros, 0 plus the cosine of 180, which is -1. And therefore, my sum, okay, this sum, cosine of 1 plus cosine of 2 plus cosine of 3 plus cosine of 359, it's going to be 0 plus -1 which is minus 1. Therefore, my sum using this idea is that this sum here, let's call it I. So I is simply minus 1. Okay, so this idea simplifies a lot of computations. So here I use the fact that cosine of 180 degrees plus x in degrees is minus cosine x, which is the same that we use a lot as cosine of phi plus x is minus cosine x. Okay, we know the proof of this one, we have proved it, and we know it a lot. So here we have used it in practice, and therefore this sum is minus 1. Okay, if you see any errors or mistakes, please let me know. And I think that's it. We did answer the question. I wish you a great day.